Hello, everybody. My name is Mark Fortin, and here representing MichiganMatters.org. The views expressed on this show are not necessarily MichiganMatters.org, they're mine. But anyway, this week I'd like to just talk a few minutes about current events a little bit that affect all of us. We have all of a sudden, huge issues, and they are big. We have the announcement made about the Epstein business. And then we have the possibility of changes to the immigration policy. And that is driving people nuts. We have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, that we are in a real war for our country here. Somehow we have to come to the basic realization that Trump is trying to make changes that affect our lives for our children, our future, everything, returning America to the republic that it was built to be. For over 100 years, socialism has been plaguing America ever since Woodrow Wilson. The socialist agenda has been nibbling away at our Constitution and our government. We have things like the Federal Reserve that is not American in any way, shape, or form. It's part of the overall old British Empire kind of thing, controlling countries, controlling their debt, getting us dragged into wars, all kinds of things like that. So in the last 20, 30 years, it's really been coming to a head. And we got a decision to make. We're either going to continue as a free people under a republic, or we're going to become a socialist state right next door to and including communism, of which many of the Democrats are today. You have to remember the history of the Democrat Party. The Democrats are the ones that owned the slaves, pure and simple. They resisted everything. They are the ones. And then once we had a terrible, terrible civil war to end slavery in America, they are the ones that invented the KKK. They are the ones that invented all these laws and everything else of segregation and all this sort of thing. They have done it. And then somehow, over the years, they were very successful into nabbing Republicans with the guilt. It's just incredible how they do this stuff. They're very good at what they do at deception. For one thing, you say things enough, the biggest lies become the truth. But anyway, the Epstein thing, believe me, there's something going on, and it's going to come out eventually. The immigration policy changes, it will be okay. Let's not get all upset with the president. He's getting rid of these people. A good person to listen to would be Steve Bannon. He knows exactly what's going on in the sense of the problems we face. We are in a war with the administrative state. They control our lives. Our elected officials, most of them, we have some good ones that are working very hard, but they are a clear minority. The majority of these people are uniparty individuals. They have common goals, and that's it. They make it look like I'm left, I'm right, blah, blah, blah. But these people are dragging their feet against Trump's agenda. One person said they consider him a bump in the road, so to speak. They have to get over. So in other words, you drag your feet, his presidency will end, we'll be back in power again, and we'll be able to restore the corrupt thing that they've done. So we can't get upset about all the news of the day that we don't like. We're in the middle of a war. We don't know what theater is and what's fact, even on Instagram and all that sort of thing. I see these videos all the time, and I'm sure you do too, naturally. Many of them tug at your heartstrings. It could be stuff about Israel. It could be this, could be that. What is the truth? What video is it really what we're watching, or is it from something else? We really don't know today. So we have to try to get to trusted people as best we can. There are a lot of video people out there that are doing a good job. And you can't get all your news from mainstream media, and you cannot pay attention to everything you hear. I know people are all upset about some of this stuff, but let's not be upset. We are winning. Trump is winning. So let's give it some time and see what happens. Now, what is happening? We could go over for 15, 20 minutes or more all the accomplishments that this president has had in the last 6 months. But what's new? Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene's bill is new, okay? And she has Trump's full support. Now, this is going to be a very, very telling bill. This bill is a census bill. You might have heard about it already. It's about a week old. But she's putting forth a bill for an immediate census to count all the American citizens in the country. These censuses are a problem. Every 10 years we have one, and they count every human being in the country, while the Democrats keep importing illegal aliens left and right. And therefore, in your community, there might be twice as many as there used to be illegal aliens. Well, they're all counted. And then it goes into the pool to decide on the amount of representatives the state has in the districts and all that. Marjorie's bill is immediate, if passed, that there will be a new census only counting American citizens. With that, and then after that's finished, there will be a immediate redistricting of the country. That alone will take people like, or states, I should say, like California or whatever, and reduce dramatically the number of representatives in the U.S. House. The representatives in the U.S. House should be representing American citizens, period, not illegal aliens. And that's what's been going on more and more and more. Speaking for Michigan, we have been going down our delegation. If I remember correctly, when I got involved in the 1980s, we had 19 congressional seats in Michigan. We now have 13. So we've gone down in that period of time, which for me is a long time, but in the history of the country, it's a short time from 1980s to 2025. But that's a huge drop. In the meantime, California has been growing. They've been growing with more representation in the United States House because of illegal alien population. Well, I'm sorry. If a person's an illegal alien, or if they're here legally on a green card but they're not a citizen, they don't count in the census to determine representation in the United States House. So her bill will change this dramatically. The world will find out that America is an America that is a republic, not an empire, a republic, not a socialist state, that we will never have this kind of problem again. And we will see, ladies and gentlemen, Republicans should be rallying around this lady and her bill. Everyone should be a co-signer, but watch what happens in the House. Watch and see how many people support Marjorie's bill. I think it'll be very telling. Then the second one is Representative Jordan. As you know, we have actual enemies in the United States House. We have that group of ladies, I forget what they call themselves now, but you know what I mean, Omar and all them. Then there's this Michigan guy, too, that's they're all foreigners. They're foreigners that got elected by a high concentration of illegal aliens in their area, and they got elected, and now they're in the United States House, and they are enemies of the United States. Jordan's bill, the bill which wants to make people serving in the United States Congress the same as the president. You have to be born in America. That is more than reasonable, because people born in America have lived here long enough, so hopefully, not all of them do, but hopefully start to appreciate what it means to be living in a republic ruled by law, where our rights and our freedoms are guaranteed. So these two bills are very important. So if you want to watch something, don't listen to the media noise. Watch and see what happens with Marjorie Taylor's bill, who she already has complete support of the president, and Representative Jordan. Jordan's from Ohio. Let's see what happens with these bills. And we're going to expose who's for and who's against, because we have to know this stuff. Now, as far as the news is concerned, the last few days, the radio in my vehicle doesn't work all that great. It doesn't have a lot of range. So I only get the real loudest stations. So I don't turn it on usually. I'm usually on the phone anyway. It's got that feature, where you can talk through the radio. But anyway, the last few days I've been listening to local radio station, a very popular one. And I can't believe if these things are where people are getting their news, the innuendo and the way they report things is pathetic. Today I heard a report that USAID has been removed naturally, and the opposition, people against it, are saying that because of it, millions of people are dying. That's what they said. They're giving the opposite point of view, which is not a problem. I have no problem dealing with that. But almost all of us have seen the list for USAID and what's been removed by DOGE and USAID. and where all that money, our money, yours and mine, where that money is going. Pick out one item, in my opinion, where anybody has died or will die because that money has been held back. It's incredible the bald-faced lie that is. And so, but again, if you lie enough, people will believe it. All the normies out there that don't pay attention to anything but NBC and CNN and all these people, NBC and all them, I mean, they hear that, oh my gosh, millions of people are dying because Trump ended Doge. Are you kidding me? What a blatant lie that is. So that kind of thing, seek out, I mean, if you want to listen to that stuff, it'll just irritate you, but that's okay. We all have free to watch who we want to watch, but my gosh, balance it and get on the internet and watch some good people like Steve Bannon or Redacted, or there's that Doug in Exile. You might not always agree with what they have to say, but they do have good information on there. And also there's OAN, there's all these different networks and everything now that have come up, thank goodness. One of the reasons CNN no one watches, because there is some good options out there. Anyway, lastly, Chris Long is the youth chair for the MIGOP. And Chris Long on Facebook today had a report. Excuse me while Chris Long. He mentioned a gentleman named Jeff Sakwa. Jeff Sakwa used to be MIGOP co-chair under Ronna Romney McDaniels. Michigan, as you know, I brought it up more than once. We have a uniparty system in Michigan, and that's why we have nothing and we go nowhere, and nothing is done for the people of Michigan. It's all done by the establishment crowd to benefit them. Well, the establishment crowd and Mr. Sakwa have come out now, and they are for co-chair. They are supporting Duggan for governor. Duggan is not an independent. He is a Democrat, pure and simple. And he is being supported by these people. You know, these are the same people, the establishment crowd in Michigan, who are the donor class who allegedly support Republicans. They're the ones that started Republicans for Whitmer. That's really a smart group, isn't it? I don't know how these people get to be that wealthy and be that stupid, but that's the way it is. Anyway, they started Republicans for Whitmer. They bailed on Tudor Dixon, who beat Whitmer handily in the debates, much superior to her. But after she became the nominee, they dropped her like a hot rock because they want Whitmer. And I think a lot of that had to do with the gentleman that ran the party at the time, Ron Weiser. He's a member of the Atlantic Council, a globalist. And Whitmer, guess what? She's a globalist. So they didn't want somebody like Tudor Dixon, who's a Trump supporter. She's been supporting Trump the last 4 years. But they don't want that. That's the last thing they want. So they're all building this thing in support of Duggan. And you watch where they spend their money. We are going to be watching these people and seeing what they do. And we're going to report it because Michigan is in a mess. I think I said in a previous video that Trump is doing wonders for America. Businesses are coming to America, but they're not coming to Michigan. Why? Because we're again, a union state. We're anti-business. We are not business friendly. They have 50 states to choose from. Why would they come to Michigan? It's pure and simple. We have to change that. We have to have Michigan for Michiganders, not the establishment. Michigan for Michiganders, and not the deep state, the bureaucratic state, the administrative state. They run our lives, ladies and gentlemen. We pay income tax, and then we pay taxes on how we spend it. We're taxed and taxed and taxed. Our nation started because they were overtaxed illegitimately. The founders of this republic would be sick if they thought of what we have allowed to happen over these years. So anyway, now, so we are going to take back this state. We will win this state for governor. We're going to win, and we're going to win governor, secretary of state, and attorney general. But we have to make sure that we have good, real Republican governor, secretary of state, and attorney general. That's what we need. And we're going to work very hard to do that. We're going to be involved in these primaries, exposing people, studying them, giving our opinion, and that type of thing. Now, before I go, there's a couple of events tonight at the Michigan Matters office at 39099 Garfield in Clinton Township. We are having a town hall meeting with the state party vice chair, coalition's vice chair, Susan Kakinda. Now, this lady, too, now, I'm going to get more detailed information for the next video, but she is a very smart lady. And she has a podcast that is unbelievably, I almost said entertaining. That's not the right word. It's educational. It's amazing the job she does with her podcast. So I'm going to get information for that and share it. But that's tonight at this office at 6:30 p.m., which is not very long after this podcast. But anyway, and Brian Pennebecker, who has been on the podcast, he will be there also. And they're going to be talking, I think, a lot about tariffs, Trump's tariffs, and that type of thing. Now, our next meeting is at Shelby Gardens, and that is on July 24th, the last Thursday, the 4th, I should say, Thursday of the month. And that's going to be at Shelby Gardens. Kevin Kajewski is a candidate for Attorney General. He is going to be the main speaker. He will be there to talk and answer questions and everything else. I think you're going to find that very good. He's a wonderful candidate. State Representative Jay DeBoyer is going to be coming from Lansing, and he's going to give us a legislative update. He's one of our best. He's been very active in Lansing, doing a wonderful job, and he is going to make every effort to be here right from Lansing. So that should be fine. And also our 9th District Republican Chair, Lori Skibo, will give us an update on the district. And the district is big. It goes to the tip of the thumb. Northern Macomb County to the tip of the thumb. So anyway, and she is very good too. She's doing a wonderful job at the 9th District. So she will be there also. So again, now go to michiganmatters.org where you can sign up for the newsletter so you're up to date on all these things. If you want to contact us at communications@michiganmatters.org. And you can contact us that way if you like. Also, at the website, there's a donate button. Anything you could do, small, whatever, to help would be very appreciated. We would really appreciate that to keep our expenses in the office going and all that type of thing also. So anyway, I want to thank you for being here. Hope to see some of you tonight, and hope to see some of you on the 24th. And God bless you, and God bless Michigan, and pray for our president. Pray for the people in Texas, okay? That's heartbreaking isn't the word. So keep them in your prayers. God bless you all. Thank you.